Hey there, David Gordon from TheaterMania here. I'm here with my pal J. Armstrong Johnson. We are talking about a really cool benefit you have coming up. I put a spell on you. It's you and your pals as the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus in concert.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little tired, but
Yeah.
I'm real good.
So first things first, tell us what the concert is, when it is, and how people can watch it.
Totally. It's called I Put a Spell on You. The Sanderson sisters break the internet.
Nice.
It was started out as a CD release party that I threw back in 2016 at 54 Below. And it was a Halloween party because we were releasing the CD at the end of October. So we decided to get dressed as the Sanderson sisters and kind of make it a Hocus Pocus focused CD release party. And we had the costumes and the wigs. And so we decided to make it an annual Halloween event. And it's grown from a small concert at 54 Below to a larger full out cabaret extravaganza downtown at Le Poisson Rouge. And this year is our 5th anniversary, and it's been my dream for the last couple of years to partner with Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS to make it their annual Halloween fundraiser. And so back in January, we had that call with Broadway Cares, and they said, all right, we're on board. We'll be your presenter and your benefactor. So we got super excited about that, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
So my co-producer, Danny Marin of Cone Limon Productions, and I decided to innovate. And because the CDC and New York State was allowing for television and film production in phase 4 of the reopening process, we decided to turn our live cabaret event into a virtual visual album. So we shot 13 music videos that are being strung together by interstitial scenes. It was a full film thing that we produced, and it's going to air on Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at broadwaycares.org/spell, I believe.
Yeah. How long have you guys been shooting? Well, obviously not very long, considering New York's only been in phase 4 for a month or so.
Right. We began planning, like we had a whole writer's room to kind of get the script together. So we started planning for this back in like early June, I feel, maybe even before that.
Mm-hmm.
We decided to do it, I think, in April. And then we like really started planning over the summer. And we started shooting at the beginning of September. So September 4th, I believe, was our first day on set. And we shot all month long. We went to September 30th and had a few reshoots even into October, and we've been in post-production ever since.
That's the definition of a whirlwind, if I ever heard one.
Oh my God.
What can people expect from the show? If you've seen the promo images like this one, I'm going to flash it on the screen. It's a little bit of you as Winnie.
You can expect not your standard virtual content that we've been seeing during the pandemic. As much as I love a Zoom reading where your favorite Broadway stars are being seen on your screen in their homes reading a script, we really wanted to kind of push the boundaries of what internet content can be in our 8th month of COVID. And so you can really kind of expect some high production value and some of your favorite Broadway stars playing some of your favorite pop culture villains over the pop culture canon. And you can expect your stereotypical eclectic set of music. There's something for everyone. We got a jazz tune, we got a pop tune, we got a country tune, we got a rock tune.
I was going to ask if it was all Halloween stuff or if it's pop and popular stuff.
There are a few Halloween-centric tunes, but most of them are pop, Broadway, jazz, rock. You know, we kind of run the gamut of musical forms as I like to do in many of the things I produce.
How long does it take you to get in the makeup for that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, tell me about that process, because that, just from the pictures, that looks like real involved.
It's gorgeous. Kyle Kruger of Alcone came on board as our key makeup, our lead makeup artist and our department head. And we also partnered with Alcone. Alcone was one of our major partners. They donated every single piece of makeup to our show, and it's a Halloween show, so these makeup plots are really intense and extensive. So I was in that makeup the first time I became Winifred. It was a 4-hour makeup process. And Kyle got really good because it's not like every year when we're live at either 54 Below or Le Poisson Rouge, when it's like get into makeup over the course of an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then do a dimly lit cabaret downtown venue, kind of sexy dark theater space. This is for an HD camera, so the kind of makeup jobs, and especially in the time of COVID, I mean, the hardest part about shooting all of these videos was the kind of restrictions that we had to kind of abide by, that the CDC recommended for television and film production. And the makeup chair is the scariest part of that, because it is someone very close to you. You don't have a mask on. It's a vulnerable situation. And so our makeup artists had to wear gloves, and they had to wear masks, and they had to wear face shields. And it makes their process a whole lot harder, because it's not like a regular process. Each piece of makeup has to be specific to each person. You can't leave containers open on a table. Once you dip into a container, you have to close the container before you put the makeup on the table. So it really the COVID restrictions made the makeup chair last probably a whole lot longer than they would have on a regular set day and regular times. But that we had to stay diligent about that and kind of plan for that time, because safety came first when we were on our sets.
You're probably an expert in shooting in the COVID world now, aren't you?
I kind of am, and so is everyone on my production team. Ahmad Simmons, Jamie Kiliani, Danny Marin, Katie Rosen, and our COVID compliance officer, Isabel Schwartzberg. We all took COVID compliance officer training courses, or a course rather, to kind of arm ourselves with as much information to keep ourselves and our cast and crew safe when we were shooting.
That's awesome.
It was really cool and really terrifying.
I can imagine. It's really, you fuck up, you screw up and someone dies. So
right. I mean, and I kind of had the weight of a production we had the weight of a production on our shoulders. And I mean, I convinced myself I had COVID like every single week. I was like, I'm sick. I can tell, I
mean, I convince myself of that every week too, but I'm just a lunatic. So
same.
My wife hates it. I was telling you before we went live, I recently watched Hocus Pocus for the very first time, to the surprise of many people, including my wife. What's your relationship with that movie? Obviously, you love that movie.
There's something about 1993. Some of my favorite films came out in 1993, Hocus Pocus and Sister Act 2 being the top two. I've always said Hocus Pocus is my favorite movie of all time. I've said it since I was a kid. I am a Halloween aficionado. I've always loved it. I guess the first time I ever really became characters and got into makeup and really felt theatrical was when I was young during Halloween. So that was kind of my foray into what it was to be an actor. I loved the idea of putting on a mask or putting on makeup and being something different for the night. And Hocus Pocus was just there. And I don't know, those three performances from those women. I mean, it's Bette Midler's best work. It's Sarah Jessica Parker's best work. It's Kathy Najimy's best work. I mean, it's so campy, but so specific. And Bette Midler even claims it as her favorite role she's ever played. So, and you can tell, I mean, it's just a great movie. The continuity in it is absolutely ridiculous. The continuity, the hair continuity. I mean, none of it makes sense, but that's the joy of it, I find, as well.
Yeah, I did a deep dive into it last week after we watched it. And there was something I read online, and I'm not sure maybe it was a BuzzFeed listicle about plot holes in movies or something. But it was this whole thing could have just been avoided if they had lit a candle or stood back or something. The whole thing, and it's that's funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Have you heard from Ben or Kathy or Sarah Jessica or any of those people? Have they heard about this project?
Yeah, I actually met Kathy when I was doing Darling Grenadine at Roundabout,
Uh,
and I really wanted to mention that I did this Hocus Pocus show, but I didn't want to be that crazy super fan, so I just got to meet Kathy, and I think she's heard that I do it, but like I don't think she necessarily wants to talk about Hocus Pocus because probably people want to talk about it with her all the time.
right.
Bette Midler does know we exist. Mark Shaman is her music director,
Yeah.
and actually reached out to me a few weeks back asking if they could have access to our music charts that I use
Oh, wow.
for my annual Halloween show, because Bette Midler and I sing in the same key these days, honey.
Well, and she's doing a thing for her Halloween.
That's right. So they're using our music chart and I believe our track that we created for our film, for our online fundraiser. And I think that Mark zhuzhed it up a little bit. They took our 9-piece band and then he added some fun elements to Disney-fy it a bit and to get back to his original arrangement from the film. But the fact that Bette Midler is using a piece of music that I've been using for 5 years now, I found myself pinching myself, and Bette was emailing back and forth through Mark to me.
Really?
So I've had a bit of communication with Bette through Mark Shaman, which is so ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, like Bette knows who I am. She typed my name on her keyboard, and she told me that my vocal on "I Put a Spell on You" was fantastic and hilarious. So I can die happy now. Is really what I'm trying to say.
I was gonna say, did you get that email and look at it and then be like, okay, no, that can't be true. Close. Look at it again.
When Mark forwarded me the email, he said, "I think you need to make this email into a cross stitch or something like that." Much funnier words, but it's true. I should probably just frame it.
Yeah, that's a good email to frame.
It's a really good email to frame, right?
Yeah. Who do you have in this show? You have Eva Noblezada, you have Julia Madison. Fill in the blanks for me.
Yeah, we got 2-time Tony nominee Eva Noblezada. We have one of my favorite actresses on the planet, Julia Madison, who's been she's been a fan favorite of a few times that she's performed in the Halloween
One of the funniest people I've ever seen perform.
Truly, you're gonna be blown away by her performance in our show. She's a shapeshifter, and she is truly a highlight for me in this. And there's lots of highlights, like Tony nominee Robin Herder,
Love her.
like Tony nominee Gavin Creel, like Tony nominee Will Swenson. My friends Heath Saunders and Claire Saunders and Alana Saunders, they're all geniuses and up-and-comers in the world of theater. And Heath actually helped me write a few of the lyric parodies that are in the show, and Alana was one of our editors on the video. So they're a part of my family, and I'm never letting them go. Oh, goodness, who else? Of course, my best friends, Amanda Williams-Ware and Allison Robinson, who we grew up together doing theater in Texas. They're my Sanderson sisters. Oh, God, now I can't even.
It's going to be a good show.
Oh,
it's going to be a really good show.
I think so. We've worked really hard on it, and it's kind of amazing how many artists came on board and just said yes. They all brought their A game. I think a lot of us theater artists have been sitting dormant for so long, waiting to be creative. And so when Broadway Cares gave us the chance to be creative, everyone jumped at it and gave 110%. And I'm really, really proud of what we've got.
Jay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Yeah, tomorrow night, Broadway Cares website, bcefa.org/spell.
Yeah, I think that's it.
And if it's not that, just go on the BCEFA website.
You'll find
it. Be there. Jay, it's so nice to see you.
It's good to see you too. Oh yeah, you're going to see Todrick Hall and Bob the Drag Queen as well, so that's fine too.
Oh, way to bury the lead.
Oh my God, I know, right? It's like, all right, those guys. All right,
I'll see you soon. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. It's good to see you.
Bye.
Bye.